Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel and welcome to 5 things we learned from our round 18 loss to Adelaide. Disappointing game, 32-point loss. In the end, started really well, fell away. Let's get straight into it. Thanks to Mornington Peninsula Brewery. Check out their products on mpbrew.com.au. Still in Adelaide, ready to go get some brekkie, but let's get straight into this. Number 1, we suck in the wet. Full stop, we suck in the wet. We play at Marvel. The second the rain came, the game changed. The bigger bodies of Adelaide worked, and in wet weather footy, you need to just be really simple, and I didn't think we were simple at all. I thought we were overcomplicating things and still handballing, still trying to go for these intricate kicks. In the first quarter, it was dry. We outmarked them, at one point it was 15 to 3 marks. So we had a game plan, completely took that away from us, and we struggled after that. So we suck in the wet. We played Richmond in the wet last year. We started well when it was dry. The rain hits, we're shit. So the stats are there. When was the last time we won a really proper wet weather game? I can't tell you. Number 2, Hunter Clark is building. He got, I think, game high clearances for us, and he got game high contested possessions. He was one of the rare players on the ground that actually looked really just natural in the wet. He just knew what the game needed. He just cleared the ball. He just was direct. He was physical. He looks like he's way more confident in his body now than he's ever been. Touch wood. That it stays that way. And his disposal on left foot and his right foot, as we know, has always been excellent. So, and his hands at times were very, very clean in the wet. He took a few good marks, and I was like, that's impressive because it's bucketing down and everyone's slipping and sliding and dropping the ball, and he's just clunking it. So I think Hunter Clark next year, if he can finish the season strong, get on a run of these 6-7 games to go, could have a really big 2025, because we forget he's still, he's in that age bracket now where he's should be hitting that form and being really consistent, and I'm really excited to see it. Number 3, Philipo backed it up. I thought this was really important. I thought it was important for the team to back up last week because of how good the win was. Not necessarily the case in the end, but Philipo backed it up. He had, I don't know what his stats were in the end, but at one point it was 19. It was 9 tackles, a goal. I love that he had the tackle in there, but it was the goal. The goal was the Bont-esque put the team on his shoulders and say, let's bloody win this game type goal. And on the boundary, left foot, dribbles it through. Some people are saying it's like Buddy Franklin. Doesn't matter who it's like, because it's Mateus Philipo that's kicking it. I hate these comparisons. Just let him be him. But he was awesome, I thought. I'm really excited to see the next 6 weeks for him. But even if he had gotten 5-10 possessions and a goal and that's it, I wouldn't have been too worried. But the fact that there was no deviation in his effort. There was no deviation in anything. The only thing that changed was the fact that it was a wet weather game. But that didn't affect him. He still found a way to show class. And that, to me, is some of the best players. It doesn't matter the conditions. There's always a moment, and they take it. And he had his moment on the boundary, and he took it. So really, and then right after that, he had a clearance and had a shot, and he could have kicked 2 in a minute. It would have been amazing. So great game from him. 4, Smalls remaining consistent. We love Higo. We love Butler. We love Henry. Didn't get to work in this game. I don't know stats again. I'm just going off the eye test, but I know Butler laid a lot of tackles. I know Higo was kind of throwing his body to everything, and Henry was kind of scrapping. But at the end of the day, in a wet weather game, you need your Smalls at the ground ball, and you need them hitting the scoreboard because the talls are struggling to just mark the thing, and it's just so contested. So when the ball hits the deck, those are the guys that need to be blossoming. These, when it hits the ground and it's a wet weather game, the Smalls need to be all right, let's get to work. Let's get the chocolates here. And I just didn't feel like it was the case. First half, it was all right, but the second half, it was all Adelaide. They roved everything. The Smalls didn't lay enough pressure. They got it out of the back half way too easy. And they didn't hit the scoreboard. That's the most notable thing. In a low-scoring game, 1 goal in the second half, you need your Smalls to lift. None of them did. And number 5, I don't know how to word this one, but it's, I'm a little... Wilson and Owens are saying they need a spell, they need a circuit breaker. Wilson and Owens need a circuit breaker of some sort. I don't know if is Wilson at that same point now where we played Philipo for so many games in a row and he's kind of semi-cooked and he needs a bit of a spell in the VFL and just to get some form back? Or do you persist with him for the entire season? 6 weeks seems like a long time, considering how his form looks. I'm not worried about the kid. I'm just saying he's played a lot of games in a row. Do we need to give him a spell and bring in Garcia or debut Max Hall or something and just give him a week off? I'm not saying drop him permanently for the rest of the year, but just give him a week off. West Coast coming up. Is that a good opportunity to trial a different team and give him a break? And then Mitch Owens, I'm just curious about What do we want from him? Like, what is the end goal for Mitch Owens? Is he a mid? Is he a forward? What is he? Because I feel like there's a bit of confusion there from my perspective. I don't know if he knows exactly what he needs to do, but on the field, I think at halftime he had like 2 or 3 possessions again. Not ideal conditions, but it's not like he's been setting the house on fire at Marvel under the roof anyway. So I just kind of, I don't know, those two, Wilson and Owens, they're a huge part of our future. I just want to see something else in the next 6 weeks. If the next 6 weeks go by and I see exactly what I saw last night, I'm like, that doesn't really set us up for next year. Especially Mitch Owens had a big year last year, bit of a down year so far. That's, you know, is that a mixture of form? Is it positioning? Is it what we're asking from him? I don't know, but I just feel like they need a spell, they need a circuit breaker, they need something. Wilson, I'm not so worried about. Mitch Owens, a bit more established player. He's played in the system more. He's put on size. He should be a physical beast. Last night, I didn't see much of that physicality in a wet weather game, which is what Adelaide did. They had the bigger bodies around the ball and they bullied us a little bit. And if Owens is going to put on size and be a beast, use it. And I haven't seen him use it just yet. So that's 5. So number 1, we suck in the wet. Number 2, Hunter Clark is building. Number 3, Philipo backed it up. Number 4, Smalls remaining consistent. Number 5, Wilson and Owens need a spell, need a circuit breaker, need something. And let's bring on the Eagles next week. Put your comments down. Let me know your 5 things you learned. And I'll see you next time, Sainers. Thanks again for watching. Take care. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.